We have with us at our CBS News World Headquarters news desk and anchor desk in New York, Gary Sick, currently director of the Middle East Institute at the world-famous Columbia University here in New York, former National Security Council member under Presidents Ford, Reagan, and Carter. Thanks for being with us, Mr. Sick.
Pleasure.
What type of planning went into this attack?
I think this is really a key issue because if you simply stop and think about the magnitude of this operation, they were able to penetrate security in two major airports, get people on board, provide their own pilots, because they obviously had their own pilots to do.
Suicide pilots.
Suicide pilots, but pilots who were qualified to fly a major airplane. And I personally watched the second plane go into the trade towers, and there was no flinching and no swerving. He flew right straight into it, and it was clear that no American pilot, no commercial pilot would ever have done that. And you stop and think about the amount of time, back it up, how much time would have been required, and the money and the organization. Let's put it this way. What if you're the president in the Cold War days and you tell the CIA that you'd like to create a little operation in Russia which would basically hijack 4 airplanes and within a period of an hour crash them into major sites in the Soviet Union, and you had to organize that? It would have stretched our capabilities absolutely to the limit. And yet that's what happened here today.
Reporters are always trained to follow the dollar, look for the money. Who finances an operation like this? Took a lot of money.
It took money and it took professionalism. I personally think that this had to have had a professional organization behind it. If you look at the kind of operations that Osama bin Laden and others have conducted in the past, the most sophisticated stuff they've been able to manage is a car bomb. And car bombs are dangerous and they're deadly, but they aren't like what we saw today. And this business of organizing, they had to recruit in the United States. They had to have Americans. They had to have some way of passing through the security in this country. That meant money, but it meant tremendous organization. And the fact that all of this, if you stop and think about it, it's amazing, went unreported, unnoticed by any of our systems, which were watching all of these specific organizations, raises the question, were we looking in the right place?
Well, let's pursue that question. Whom do you think may be responsible for this?
You know, I really don't want to speculate because I think it's, at this stage it's a pure guess. Everybody is speculating about Osama bin Laden. Maybe so. But if so, he has moved his operations to a level that this is the largest and most successful terrorist operation in history. And he was simply not up to that. He had a bomb in a boat, and he had some car bombs outside embassies.
This is far beyond
this
that.
Is something of an, and it's in this country.
Well, let me answer the
talking
question
about East Africa.
I know you don't want to speculate, and neither do I, but it's inevitable that these questions flow on. That if it was or was not Osama bin Laden, you've said it was well financed, it was exceptionally well planned, a very sophisticated and large operation. If the president asked you, what are the chances, Gary said, that Saddam Hussein or one of the radical mullah groups in Iran were responsible, would you rule it out?
Saddam Hussein today said that this was the operation of the century. And there was great celebrations in Baghdad, not in Iran. But, you know, if you had to look for a culprit in terms of organization, structure, money, professionalism, all of the things that go with it, that's one place that you would certainly have to look. And I think that our intelligence services are going to have to do a really careful step back from where they've been looking and start looking under some different rocks, because I think there are some things going on that we haven't really observed.
We have only a few seconds left here, but we spend billions of dollars on intelligence. Does this or any other president have the will to zero base our whole intelligence operations?
No, but intelligence works when you're looking in the right place, and I've seen it. The Israelis in 1973 and elsewhere had the information, but they didn't know what to do with it. They were looking in the wrong way, and they thought they knew what was going on, and they interpreted it wrongly. I think that we need to step back from it and take a hard look at our interpretation of the information that we probably already got.
Gary Sick, thank you very much.
Indeed.
Around the country today, schools